Hey everybody, it's Chris and I am here on this Easter Sunday with an unplanned react to Amber. She uploaded a video today and it was titled Weigh In and My Trauma Made Me Fat. So with that title and that thumbnail, how could I resist, right? So we're going to dig into this here. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Chris. I have a medical background. I also have a lot of knowledge and experience in diet, fitness, nutrition, weight loss, all of the things. And I come at my reacts from I try to be funny and I try to be entertaining, but also largely an informative and educational standpoint. So don't give anybody any hate. No matter how much Amber makes us mad, don't go and give her any hate. And I am not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. If anything I say resonates with you, please go talk to your doctor or a healthcare professional. Always take care of yourself, guys. Your health is the most important thing you've got, and we got to take care of it. If you're a returning viewer, oh my God, guys, we are up to over almost 270 subs. Like I said just a couple weeks ago, I literally had 30. So thank you all for watching, who are supporting the channel and motivating me and giving me love and telling me, yeah, we like your content, we want more, keep doing this. So it really encourages me to get these things out there. I am going to be using Facecam and doing vlogs, and you're gonna see my shining face soon enough, but the reacts are easy to do without the camera because I can literally just set them up, do them, and get them out here. Not much editing, nothing crazy. Don't have to put makeup on and that kind of stuff. So it is an easy way for me to get fast content out for you guys. So I hope you guys like it. A lot of you like to listen while you do other stuff, and that's perfectly fine. I love doing that too. But I will be posting now that it's nice, some getting nice out vlogs, walking, things I'm doing around town. I am getting very busy. I am starting to really have to make a lot of products and items for my shop, and I will give you guys information on that. I will do some little shorts or vlogs about showing you guys some of my products and what I do. So if anybody wants to support the channel in any way or wants to support my shop by looking at something, buying something, or if you have a custom order for something I make, definitely hit me up. I'd love to do that. But that being said, we do have like the PayPal links and stuff like that in the descriptions. I'm not monetized yet. I want this to be a part of my job, so I am a single mother and stuff, so I do need to make money, but it is never obligated. It's never an obligation for you guys to like give me any type of monetary support. Like seriously, just watching the videos, commenting, liking, subbing, that all helps so much, and I truly appreciate it. So okay, let's get into this. Usual things. She sped up for time. I will skip through anything that is irrelevant that for my react, and I will link her full video below if you want to go give her some love and attention. Let's see how angry Amber can make us on this fine Easter Sunday. Let's see.
Hey guys, so welcome to a new video. So I figured I want to start doing some random weigh-ins for you.
And guys, this is her sped up to 1.5. So imagine how slow it is if you listen on full regular speed.
You guys, I really want to do this for the people who enjoy this type of content, but it's mainly for me. It's very like diary form.
And of course, we all know, Amber, everything you do ultimately is for yourself. It's not for other people. It's not for your viewers. It's for yourself. Because Amber looks out for number one. Not her health-wise, but when it comes to anything she does, she really... And I know you have to worry about yourself and stuff, but Amber does just present herself as a fairly selfish individual. And that's just my opinion. That's just from what I've seen, and a lot of people agree. Don't come for me for my opinions.
But everyone is seeing it through video. I just want to document this part of my life. Like, how am I going to...
In other words, she was just saying recently that she's oversharing and she's doing too much and she doesn't want to give the weigh-ins and crap like that. obviously girlfriend needs the money. I don't think she's selling as many cameos as she wants. I can't believe what this woman is oh my god, for charging for a cameo. She really thinks she's worth 50, 60. Somebody said she's charging $90 or something. Last time I saw it was 50, but she doesn't even like dress up nice. She doesn't even put on a face of makeup and do her hair real nice and do, you know what I mean? Like, she puts no effort into it, and automatically it's just like, oh yeah, give me $50, I deserve it, because you know, Cameo takes a cut, so if she wants to make them and she has to charge more. It just blows my mind, like, the arrogance, because even right now, like, she has no makeup on or nothing, and I'm not saying you have to wear makeup and crap like that, but I won't come on camera unless I find myself somewhat presentable. And I just feel like she takes no pride in her work. But clearly, when she starts doing this, talking about I'm going to do weigh-ins and all this crap, it's because the money is there, isn't there. And she could save so much money, but she refuses. She will not give up her lavish lifestyle. She will not give up her spending, her excessive consuming of everything. You know what I mean? So if the money is a problem, she brings it on herself. And my question is what the hell is she gonna do when Jade finally skedaddles? Because eventually it's gonna happen. I mean, I don't know. Jade is a weird case because she's sticking around longer than I thought. I don't know what her end game is, but I do see her eventually leaving. And then Amber's really going to be struggling. She could have done so much with the money that she's made over the past few years. If I had that kind of money, if I was making right now just what she was making right now at her like worst YouTube income, I would have savings. I would be sitting pretty. But okay, anyways, let's get going. And also, I'm going to say I don't know if I believe her way in. I really want her to film one in the clinic. You know, I know she doesn't want to film in the clinic. If she's still going to this weight loss thing, just have them take a picture of the scale, you and the scale, because I don't believe she's being fully honest, because she's been telling us she's been doing so great, and oh, I've been sticking to stuff 90% of the time, and blah, blah, blah. But clearly she has not lost weight. Like, you can just tell by looking at her. In fact, she looks like she's gained. So let's see what her story is.
I'm going to document my weight loss surgery journey, but not talk about the foods I'm eating or my weight. I think that's counterproductive, because that's like the whole point, is
because those are the ones that get you the most views.
changing the way I...
And she has no content. Girlfriend doesn't do anything. That's why I didn't vlog in the winter. Maybe now that I have an audience, I will. But we didn't do anything. We live in the country in the middle of nowhere. There was nothing going on. We weren't doing much. It would have been boring, you know, especially if you guys didn't know me. It's not like we have stuff to talk about. This coming winter we will, but she has no content. I don't believe that she's leaving the house 5 days a week, every day. No, she's not. I firmly believe she's not bedbound. I do think she's housebound. You can tell from the small clips we've seen of her walking recently. Her mobility is really, really bad right now, guys. It is her. She's clearly not wrapping her legs and doing what she's supposed to, that the lipedema doctor said. She's not sticking to the low carb diet like they said. And I believe she probably does have lipedema, but I know she minimized the lymphedema, and in my opinion, the lymphedema is the worst part. It is bad. And you can tell that by the shape of her legs and stuff like that. And she also has one on her side and stuff like that. And it's just, she's really not in a good way. And she hangs on the lipedema more than the lymphedema, because she knows lymphedema is caused by gaining excess weight most of the time, and it's self-inflicted. It's all self-inflicted. But the lipedema she uses as an excuse for, oh, I can't lose weight because no, it didn't make you 500 pounds. There's lipedema patients that are 120 pounds, and it may never have even triggered, definitely not to this degree, if she'd never gotten so big. And you can still lose weight with it. And she's just always looking for an excuse. Always looking for a damn excuse to why nothing is her fault. That's why I was curious about this title, because I'm going to have some opinions.
Eat so I can lose weight to save my life. So I want to share that with you guys. So I'm not going to have any like schedule. I'm not going to say, okay, I'm going to do a weigh-in once a week for you guys on this day.
Because she refuses to stick to a schedule, because she wakes up and goes, "Oh, I'm going to be lazy today," because she's lazy every day and she doesn't want to do it. She's just not going to do it.
No, I'm just going to throw them up for you guys anytime that I want to just like talk about how I'm doing, share my weight.
She also tends to cut out the weight loss, the weigh-ins when she's gaining.
Whether it's a gain or a loss. So I like how my past weigh-in videos would go, where I would talk about like how I'm doing, and then I would have you guys ask me some weight related questions. It really helps with like topic ideas, because I don't want these videos to just be like, hi.
Because they're the same thing we've been begging you to stop doing, Amber. You don't want them to be just you sitting here talking. They're literally, for months, they've only been you sitting talking. We're staring at your face in your office or wherever, in your kitchen. There's nothing. And she relies on us giving her topics and asking questions, because again, she has no freaking content. She wants to be a vlogger in the worst way, but you're not a vlogger unless you go out and vlog things. She's at this point just a video diary, of a chat channel.
Hi, today is my weight and I'm doing good. Bye. I want to go a little bit more into things, into topics, talk about things. And who better to ask than the audience watching me? Of what kinds of things do you...
But even then, she's gonna say, "Oh, what kind of things do you want to know?" But she won't answer things that we really want to know. And her content is so limited because she can't show Jade, so she can't really show everything to the full degree of what they're doing, can't talk about her, can't get her on camera. People don't like Jade, they're tired of her. We don't want to hear this disembodied voice. So it's like, if she completely took those little parts of Jade and Jade talking and they're interacting in the videos, she would literally have nothing.
Want to know about my weight loss journey or things that I'm going through. So we're definitely going to start with that. I went through a phase where I did 3 questions per video, then I did 5. I feel like that's a lot. It's a lot of like long-winded. So I think I'm just going to stick to 3. So here they are. So the first one is, does the people at your weight loss surgery clinic where you're getting your weight loss surgery done know about your YouTube channel? So yes, they do know about my YouTube channel. They have watched my videos. So it's just something that is out in the open. It's like a really big part of my life. So yes, they do know. Second question is,
okay, so they watched your videos and they're perfectly fine with the stuff you've said and the stuff you did. I know it's not, they're like, they shouldn't fully use that as like a way of like accepting her or denying her or proving her for anything. But at the same time, there's video evidence right here on the interwebs for them to see how she is, what she's doing, what she's saying. It would be, and she's been at this for 10 years. It would be kind of nuts for them not to look at this if they knew about it and go, "Oh, well, yeah, she clearly claims to have binge eating. She clearly severely overeats. She doesn't want to give up her junk food. She doesn't want to quit doing mukbangs. She clearly tells us she's great, but she has evidence over 10 years time that she literally only sticks to something for a couple days and then binges." You know what I mean? It's just, if she was smart, she would just delete all of her past videos, every one of them.
Will you continue therapy after the 12 required sessions? Yes, 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 yes.
She acts like she goes to therapy and it helps her, but there's no changes. And Amber is not going to get anything out of therapy because she's not honest with the therapist and she's not honest with herself. Like, I have done a lot of therapy, and you gotta actually dig in to the problems and admit things that are wrong, admit your faults and your shortcomings. And it's not fun, but the therapists don't make fun of you, they don't judge you, they're there to help you through them. And that's what makes you better. And she refuses to do that because she is truly so narcissistic and such a victim that she thinks nothing is literally her fault. And that is the biggest reason why she will never get better. That, and because she is utterly and completely just to the bone lazy, and she just doesn't want responsibility, and she doesn't want to do anything. Those 2 things, if she don't change those, she's screwed.
Big fat yes. So I feel like therapy before the surgery is just like the beginning stages. I'm just like tipping my toes in the lake. You know what I'm saying? But then after surgery,
Toxic lake? If you guys watched her older videos, you know what I'm talking about.
Is when the real deal, like, I'm not saying that therapy now isn't the real deal. You know what I mean? Things are going to be hard after surgery. I can't rely on food for comfort anymore. So it's like, I'm going to need therapy. I'm going to need to.
Yeah, and she's needed therapy for a while. And you know what? She got nothing positive out of this last year or so of therapy, because she's she knew she was going to a Hayes clinic, and she knew that they were going to tell her, don't restrict. There's no good or bad foods. You can't restrict yourself. You have to give in to your cravings. She knew they would tell her what she wants to hear because she didn't want to lose weight and she didn't want to give up those foods. Does not want to make a life change. She doesn't.
Talk about my feelings and what I'm going through. Instead of turning to food or wanting to turn to food, I'm going to be like, yes, I have that therapy appointment this week. I can't wait to talk to my therapist. Blah, blah, blah.
She's still going to give in anyways because Amber thrives on instant gratification. She can't tell herself no. She can't deal with the least bit of discomfort or depriving herself of anything. And if she wants something, she's going to get it. She's going to get it now because even being hungry, even choosing a healthier option over takeout, that's still discomfort for her. And she's intolerant completely of all of it. Imagine if this woman had true hardships and discomforts in her life. She'd never make it.
Blah, blah, blah. So yes, that's very, very important to me that I continue therapy before and after weight loss surgery. So the last question, when did you first start turning to food for comfort? This started at a very, very, very young age. I have always been bigger than I was supposed to be.
She was huge. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but she said she was like, what, 250, 290 pounds or something when she was 11. My son just turned 11 this week, and he is 77 pounds. And he is leaner than 95% of the kids in his class, in his grade, and in his school.
Even as a toddler, I wasn't like massive.
And no, he's not underweight. He is actually a normal weight.
As a toddler, I was a little cutie, okay? So here are some photos if you want to see. But I was, a little chunky. I wasn't.
Oh, little baby Amber. No, see, babies like that. See, at that age, being a little chubby, that's normal. You have that baby fat, but you're going to grow up. You're going to grow out of it. She wasn't extremely big. She was a little big, a little chubby, but not too bad. But I guarantee that is juice or some shit in that sippy cup that shouldn't have been in there.
But I had a few extra pounds.
No, she's an absolutely normal sized baby. That is a normal sized baby.
I had a few extra pounds going on, and I just remember so well, like, especially when I was like 7, people just telling me, oh, this is just baby weight.
Now look, between those last pictures we saw in here, some stuff went down. A lot of food mostly. She was clearly overeating, being overfed, not eating good stuff. I know her home life wasn't the best, guys. I know, and that's horrible. That sucks. But at the same time, she did not have the worst home life. It could have been better. It could have been worse. She was never, clearly, at least, she says, I never knew when my meals were going to come. She was clearly never deprived food. Never. Because you don't get to this size as a little kid if you are deprived food. And she was also, she says she used to do dancing and all that. She clearly wasn't very active.
She's going to be fine. It's something that stuck with me for a while. And then once I hit puberty, it was like, oh, don't worry, once you hit puberty, now that you...
Well, in hitting puberty, your hormones go crazy and your body is going through a lot of changes. There's a lot of mental and emotional changes. That can be a very hard time.
Things are going to start evening out and you're going to lose weight and all this stuff.
Yeah, even for back then, she was extremely overweight, but she was a pretty girl. I mean, at this point, she could have turned it around a lot easier. And she would not have the problems and the deformations with her body that she's going to have now if she had turned it around at this point. But I also feel bad because she didn't have good adult role models in her life to look up to and to teach her this stuff either. So that sucks. But once you're an adult and you have the resources and the options, it's no longer an excuse.
Nope, never happened. So I grew up with a hard childhood. I mean, it's obvious. I was put into foster care. You don't get put into foster care for nothing.
Yeah, and that sucks. But she also had very decent foster care parents. Like, she always brags about how she went to Disney, and she did soccer, and she did all these, like, dance competitions. She clearly wasn't deprived. I know her one foster mom was still paying for her phone and giving her money and buying her plane tickets and stuff when she was dating Cassidy, or, that one. So she wasn't deprived in these homes. at all. I mean, there are a lot of foster kids that get crap care. Like, they are just, those kids are money to those people. But, they don't get taken to Disney and all this and that. She had very, very good luck with her foster parents. And in the care home she was in, they apparently took care of her very well, and they tried to help her with her weight and stuff like that. You know, she just doesn't realize how much worse she actually could have had it.
I don't have trauma for nothing. Like,
Yes, but Amber, you're 33 years old now or whatever. It's not an excuse anymore. Now, me and my sister and I went through a lot of severe trauma when we were young, and it did affect a lot of how I became as an adult. I went through phases in my late teens, early 20s where I rebelled. But I did and even before therapy, I said to myself, that cannot define me. That stuff that happened as a kid is not an excuse for me not to do things I need to do now. And it actually motivated me. I wanted to overcome that part of my life. I wanted to show people who look down on me up. And, it motivated me to work harder, get an education, be better, and motivate me. It is not something, it's not like a cinder block that will sink you down to the bottom of that lake and you'll never be able to come up. It's just, no, it's if you choose to do that. And she chooses to be a victim because it's an excuse for her to not have any responsibility, to be lazy, to not have any accountability, because she doesn't want to admit that all of the bad things that have gone on and that are happening to her now with her health, with her weight, with her body, they are her fault. Her relationships, the people in her life, the lack of people in her life is her fault.
I went through a lot. Things that I don't talk about, probably won't talk about on here. And I just always felt myself eating more than I should have, eating when it wasn't time to eat, eating when no one else was eating.
So you are overweight and extremely obese, not because of lipedema, not because you chose to deal with your trauma and boredom and whatnot by eating, by consuming too many calories, too many carbs, not being active enough. So you are still overweight because you ate too much.
I was eating adult portions at like a young age, 8, 9 years old.
Yeah, and you got to watch out for that, because I used to I think I give my son too big a portion, so I made sure I cut them back. And also, guys, I know you don't like to waste food, but don't be a part of the Clean Plate Club. I never now, if my son hasn't really eaten much all day because he's been busy and I know he needs to eat a little more, and he says, oh, I'm done, because he just wants to get back out playing, I'll say, eat a couple more bites, eat a few more bites. But I always give him a smaller, a more kid appropriate portion, and then if he wants more, I'll give him a little bit more. But if he ever says, oh, okay, even if he asks for a little more and I give him a little more, and then he takes one bite and says, I'm done, I don't make him clean his plate. I don't want to teach him or encourage him to overeat past his hunger cues. And I know back in the day that was a very common thing, but don't if your kids say they're done, they're truly done. Don't make them overeat, and be sure to give them smaller portions. It may look like you're depriving them, but you're not, because they're littler than you. So, you know what I mean? We have to think of it that way. And then it can be hard to do because you don't want your kids to be hungry. You want them to have enough. But trust me, they'll get it.
Years old. And I never really understood why I was doing those things until I got a little bit older. The first time that
It's also because girl just loves food. She loves food, she loves her junk, she loves the comfort. She's admitted she loves the feeling of being stuffed and being full and eating. So that is a large part of it too.
I ever processed, there's an issue here. I couldn't process too hard, because as a 10-year-old, what are you really going to process? It was when I did Girl Scout.
You'd be surprised what a 10 or 11-year-old can process, Amber, if you talk about things to people and are honest.
And I ate a whole box of cookies in my closet. I was in an all-girls group home at the time, and I was supposed to give the Girl Scout cookies over to the person who bought them, but I was 10.
Yeah, and she clearly did this stuff on purpose. She took the cookies that she was, the Girl Scout cookies, and ate them all. She readily admits she used to, a few times a week, steal other kids' lunches and hide in the bathroom and eat them, and then go get her regular lunch too. And she didn't just steal one lunch. She said she would steal 2 or 3 or 4 kids' lunches. So, I mean, how rude is that? Like, even at like 9, 10, you know that's wrong. Okay, so some other kid doesn't have lunch and you've eaten three of them, and then you go and get your free lunch too, like at school. So, like the school lunch. So, she clearly at any age knew that that is wrong and that that's too much. That's why she had to hide and do it. So this pathology with eating has been going on for many years, and she knows it's right, and she could have, as soon as she turned 18 she got out, she could have got that together, especially when she started making YouTube money. She could have been like, I'm gonna go to real therapy, I'm gonna go legit to Overeaters Anonymous, I'm gonna get help, and tell them like, look, I steal people's lunches, I stole Girl Scout cookies, and I gorge myself, and this and that, I stay up all night and eat, my girlfriend's parents, I lost weight because they had to literally lock up the cupboard and the fridge and the kitchen, and I physically could not have access to food. That's the only way I lost weight, and that's the only way they keep me from going in and eating everything. So like, she could have really just she could have had so many years of therapy under her belt now and had this under control such a long time ago.
10 years old, crying in my closet, eating all of them. It was actually like a cookie peanut butter brittle. I don't even remember exactly what it was called, but this was 22 years ago. Wow. Every day I forget how old I am until I start talking to you guys. It's where there's a lot of things that I forget in my past. A lot. So many memories blocked. And it's scary because it's like, what am I forgetting? But there are,
Amber, a lot of us do that. I have some that are totally breakthrough and I can't get rid of them, but there are other ones that are absolutely blocked, and maybe sometimes they pop up, or they do, they don't. But that's not like she acts like this is like such a odd thing. No, it's everybody does that. Everybody has traumas that they do try to block out and mentally block and repress.
some things, some trauma that I do remember, of course. And I remember the way I felt eating those cookies. I remember why I was doing it. I miss my parents a lot. I remember I hadn't seen them in a while. I didn't know where my brother was. And because we were separated at that point, because I went to the group home, and I felt scared. I was terrified. And I felt like no one understood. I was lonely. And that's the only thing I knew to do to like numb that feeling.
And that sucks. That does suck for a kid. That's scary. It's not so much the issues from when she was little like this, but it's as she's gotten older, now that she's been an adult, when she was 17, 18, 19, up until now, that's what I have the biggest problem with her actions.
Those feelings and those thoughts was to eat. So teaching myself to do that at such a young age, no matter what I did, I couldn't unlearn it. But now is my chance. That's why I'm taking advantage of therapy, and I'm just
She's like, oh, but now is my chance. Amber, you've had dozens of chances over the course of 14 years, and it's like she always says this. So again, I posit the question, why now? Why is this suddenly your groundbreaking moment, your change? You say this all the time. My only thing is, did she maybe get some blood work back that is bad, that she doesn't like? Was she told she was pre-diabetic or full diabetic? Or she definitely has fatty liver. You just know that. She's definitely insulin resistant, but they don't really check for that. Did she get told something is going on? I'm not sure. She'll never admit it because, again, it's all self-inflicted.
so excited for it. I'm so freaking excited. You guys have no idea. Okay, so now that we are done.
If you're so excited, then why the hell aren't you doing what you're supposed to be doing? She started this program and this process in December for Vlogmas. So, okay, get through the holidays. But starting January 1st, between January 1st to now, April 9th, she could have lost 60, 70 pounds. She would have visibly lost weight. She clearly has actually not done a damn thing. She says she has, but obviously she hasn't. We have functioning freaking eyeballs. So, like, how do we believe her when she talks this talk and she's clearly not doing anything? And she has, like, shit support. Jade clearly isn't making her change. Clearly, Jade doesn't want her to change. So she doesn't even have somebody to hold her accountable in her life because she can't do it herself. She cannot hold herself accountable. She literally needs somebody to be there to watch her, to babysit her, to smack the food out of her hand. And Jade ain't going to do it because Jade likes them big. And she has not been good for Amber. And she's going to be part of Amber's big downfall and decline, in my opinion, of course.
With the 3 questions, I do want to get into my weight. So there has been a lot of conspiracy that I am 600 pounds. This has been going.
No, I don't think she's 600 pounds, okay, because she's not at her heaviest. I've seen pictures of her at her heaviest, and she's not at her heaviest. But if she says anything under 525 pounds, 513, 30 pounds rather, I don't think I'm gonna believe it, to be honest. And I don't know if she'll be honest.
Been on for over 6 years on my channel now. Always thinking I'm over 600 pounds. I have never been over 600 pounds, still not 600 pounds. So there was a new scale that I bought that I started using.
Oh, don't mind me if you heard me say something. I'm sorry, Mr. Kaz just came down to go to work, so saying goodbye to him.
You guys actually saw that. And when I first got it, it was only like 2 to 3 pounds different from the scale that I was using before. It actually made me 2 to 3 pounds heavier, and I was totally fine with that. I was like, it's cool. Then there was like 2 weeks where I did not weigh myself at all. And I stepped on the scale and it said I was down like 30 pounds. I was like, I'm doing the damn thing.
There's no way. You're not doing the damn thing, Amber. There's no way you were down 30 pounds in 2 weeks eating the way you eat, and we would have been able to tell.
It was inaccurate. It was inaccurate.
Yeah, so weigh yourself at the doctor's office on camera and then come home and get on your scale you're going to use, figure out the difference or if it's accurate, and then go by that. I know my scale is accurate because I've weighed myself basically every single morning almost, and I've weighed myself there and at the doctor's, and I know my scale is pretty much to within 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. So, it's no big deal, but that's an easy fix, Amber.
Unfortunately, that scale, it weighs Feline right on point.
No, it doesn't. It weighs Jade right on point. And there's no way. Okay, listen. My scale doesn't weigh me inaccurately, but it's accurate for my significant other. It doesn't work that way. Your scale doesn't have the ability to discriminate. If it's accurate for her, it's accurate for you. And that's just the way it is. Okay, say bye, Mr. Kaz. He's going to work. Okay.
Right on point with our other scale, too. So the whole time I thought I was a certain weight, but I wasn't. So I went to my trusty scale that I stopped using because of my ankle, but my ankle's completely healed, doesn't hurt.
Yeah, and she had to quit using that scale because her legs are so wide now that she can't stand on a normal scale. She had to get a wider base scale. What? How doesn't that tell you that you need to frickin' make some changes and reevaluate your goddamn life? Like, I'm just saying, people, wouldn't that make you can't fit on a scale? Like, her legs are so bad that she's got to get a special scale? Another special scale? It's just sad that somebody can be this delusional.
Ever, it's totally fine. It's just the scale is a higher platform and it does do this little thing.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. She can't step onto a scale that's like elevated like a half an inch or an inch or something off the ground. And she says it's because of her dangling ankle. I'm sure it didn't heal right, guys, because she didn't do the therapy and the PT and stuff that she was supposed to. But it's because her legs are just so big. They're so freaking heavy. I guarantee one of her legs weighs as much as my entire body. And that's just sad, but it's the truth. And that should show her the state she is in physically. Like, guys, like, that lymphedema is not just an issue aesthetically. That shows that she is having like issues with her lymphatic system and her circulatory. She's going to have circulation issues. I guarantee she already does. I can't imagine what those legs and feet look like. But I'm not gonna lie, I have this morbid curiosity as a medical person and just a freak as I want to see. You know what I mean? I want to see what they look like. But that could lead, to major circulation issues. Very likely congestive heart failure is like my biggest fear for her. And she may already be in the stages of it. And it doesn't help that I guarantee she has sleep apnea. Um, oh boy, you guys are getting an Easter rant. You know what I mean? I know a lot of you guys say you like my Amber videos, you like the longer videos. Well, here you're getting it. But she really needs to just make some changes, and I would love to see her turn it around. But goddamn,
because it's on this little, I'll have to show you guys in a video or something. The scale is actually meant for like car parts. I bought this years ago. It was super expensive.
Amber, Jesus, tap dancing. Why does this not make? I mean, she's just sitting there laughing. Oh, the scale it's actually for car parts. You have to use a car part scale. Like, what is your rock bottom? Like, what is your lowest point? Like, I don't think she has one. I really don't think she has one.
But it's the most accurate scale. It's never faltered, and I've had it for years. But it was hurting my ankle when I was getting on it, but it doesn't anymore. So I'm going back to that.
Okay, so now you heard it here, guys. The ankle doesn't hurt anymore. So she should be able to use the QB and go on walks and walk Twinkie. And we're going to see all that, right? Because you heard it here. The dangling ankle isn't hurting no more.
So when I stepped on the scale and I saw that,
press X for doubt.
That other scale was inaccurate. My heart dropped. I was very upset with myself. My dietitian does know my weight, and she knows my accurate weight, which is the one that you're about to know. I'm very let down, but you know what? It's okay.
Okay, so I'm very let down. You know why? Because all this talk, we might as well, when she was talking about, I'm not struggling with eating anymore. I'm doing everything right. I'm eating healthy. I'm eating within my calorie limit. It's all, I'm doing what I need to do because I'll do anything to get this surgery. It's clearly been lies. Or she would be telling us right now, you know what, and I'm happy. I'm doing pretty good. I'm pleasantly surprised. No, she's not saying that because she's lying. She's still overeating, eating processed garbage, eating takeout, and eating way too damn much. So this basically shows everything she said all those times over the past 2.5, 3 months have been lies. Have just been flat out lies. And this is the biggest reason why her audience gets PO'd at her, is because she lies. She can't just be honest, because again, people would hold her accountable, and she doesn't want that. It has to be something that's not her fault. Well, guess what? The food you stuff into your pie hole is all your fault. It's all your fault. There, I said it. Okay, Amber, yell at me.
I'm going to be following my dietitian's rules.
She said that now. I don't believe it. I think she likes this program a lot more because, as we saw in the last video, it gives her a much higher amount of carbs she should be eating. And if something's the way Amber wants it, then she'll like it. But she'll find some reason not to like it and not to stick with it in a week or two, right?
Doing everything that she wants me to do, like food-wise. So I'm really excited for that to start showing up on the scale. But here's my weigh-in for today.
It would show up after like 3 days, Amber.
I did take a picture for you guys, 523.6.
Okay, yeah. This girl is just freaking... Oh, I've been losing weight. I've been doing everything, like, all this year. Oh, no, but I'm 523. Isn't that much more than what she started the year at? So clearly she hasn't been. This is just annoying and frustrating, but not surprising. Okay, so yeah, I kind of believe that, because I even said if it was less than 520, 530, I wouldn't believe it. And that's kind of right where I thought she'd be.
And it's sad because I did think I was back in the 400s, but I am okay.
That's delusion. She thought she was back in the 400s, but she's still 523. So she clearly is deluding herself about how much food she is eating and how many calories and carbs she is eating and drinking. And God,
I am so okay with this.
I am so okay with this. Her saying that, just that little smirk on her face, and but I'm okay with this. That makes me sick. Okay, that really is disgusting. she should not be okay with this. Nobody should be okay with this. And this just shows that she is not serious about this whole process, about changing her life and getting the surgery. But you know, she's going to say, oh, but I'm doing it now. I told you for months I'm totally doing it, but I wasn't. But I'm totally doing it now. And I'm going to listen now. And I'm going to start doing what I need to do now. And I want you to believe me. And I'm going to be mad when you don't. You know what I mean? She absolutely cultivates the responses she gets in her community.
It kind of feels like, I don't want to say a fresh start because this is not no phase one. I've been
See, I guess, oh, it kind of feels like a fresh start because she gave me another new diet. She told me again what I just said. She was going to say, I'm going to start now. It's a fresh start. It's a Monday, guys. Even if it's a Wednesday or a Friday or a Sunday, it's Monday, guys.
in phase one since what? Let me check the time now. Okay, since December. Everyone's always like, oh my god, Amberlynn's in her phase one. Like, I have heard this in almost every single video since like December. You guys, I'm staying in this phase. We're doing the damn thing. But yeah.
I hate, she's like beating that phrase into the ground. I'm doing the damn thing. And she goes, I'm doing the damn thing. Like, no, you're not. You know, you can't use that phrase unless you are actually doing the damn thing. And she's not. Very, very clearly, she's not. And I'm annoyed. Happy Easter, guys. It's like, you know, the Easter bunny brought us a big old basket of rotten, spoiled eggs a la Amber's bullcrap.
Yeah, it just feels nice to know like my real weight, and it kind of sucks because I thought it was somewhere that I wasn't, and it's fine.
It's not fine, Amber. See, this is what she rescinds to. She shouldn't be sitting there saying that's fine. She should be like, I am really, truly disappointed. And I have to admit, I'm very delusional about what I thought I was doing and how good I thought I was doing and how much I'm eating. And I really need to cut that shit down. Like, that shows how delusional and how just like over it she is. She should be crying right now. Like, actually, this should be a time where she should be crying and going like, wow, that I am disgusted with myself. I am so ashamed and disappointed. You know, but she's not. She knew she wasn't doing it.
You know, it doesn't change the work that I've done already.
You haven't done work, Amber. You clearly have not changed your diet. You clearly have not cut down your food because you've gained weight. And I'm sorry, you're not exercising. You're not walking or QB spin cycling or anything like that. You're sitting on your butt, doing nothing, eating what you want, and watching trash TV. Like that's your life. And just, I'm sorry, making appointments and going to some appointments and stuff don't count as doing all this stuff. You didn't get anything out of therapy. You didn't get anything out of those freaking seminars or anything you went to. And guess what? You wouldn't have even done that if Jade wouldn't have come with you. You wouldn't have gotten off your butt, gone down, gotten an Uber, and done it yourself. So, I mean, she just gives herself so much more credit where it's really just not freaking due. You know what I mean?
Or anything like that. Kind of just makes me want to push harder and do better. So I'm excited for that. So
oh, I'm excited for that. It makes me want to push harder and do better. I'm just so excited, guys. Like, oh my god. Like, she says that all the freaking time. Amber, shut up and just do it. Don't sit there and talk and say all this crap. Just freaking do it. And the results will speak for themselves because we will see it. So, oh my god. Okay, anyways, guys, so I'm going to end it here. I am sorry. I was totally just ranting and raving. I was like a stark raving lunatic. But I knew this was going to trigger me and make me mad. But you guys seem to like it when I'm mad, when I have an attitude, and when I'm like all snarky. Because you guys have told me that you appreciate the truth, you know, and that in this world of delusion, I try to keep it real, and I do try, and believe me, I like a lot of, and I believe in a lot of crazy stuff, you know, paranormal stuff and all that. Like, so I mean, it's like some people would say, yeah, you're a lunatic too. I am a little. I'm goofy. I'm a freak. I admit it. But when it comes to like stuff like this, it is all very much based in reality, you know, health, science, stuff like that. I go by what I've seen, what I've studied, what I've researched, what I've experienced. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just don't know what to say. She just makes me so mad. But I appreciate that you guys like my honesty and my stance on things. And if you don't, and I'm not for you, I totally get that. That's fine. You don't, you know, yeah, I'm not going to force my opinion on anybody. I do want to talk about some other stuff, other subjects, other topics, because, you know, I could just want to react to everything, but some of them are controversial, and I really just, I don't know. I don't want to like alienate anybody. I don't want people to think, you know, see a title or a thumbnail or only watch part of the video and then like, you know, get the wrong impression, because a lot of people will not like watch the whole video. They'll just see a title or they'll hear one thing and then they, you know, they won't hear your whole side and then they get the wrong impression. So, and I'm sorry, in this day and age on YouTube and is that we have to worry about being canceled, guys. And I'm trying to grow this channel, not dig it into the ground. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a great Easter. Enjoy the time with your family. If you go to church or anything like that, I hope you've had a very blessed day, no matter what faith you are. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Let me know, are you surprised by her weight? Do you think she's really going to do it now? Are you upset that she was like literally lying to us for the past few months? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys for another couple of videos this week. Bye.